truck drivers are not going to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. Here are my top 4 things that drivers are going to learn the hard way in their career. This right here are 4 things that you're going to learn that a lot of y'all just don't understand, that there's some hard shit that you're going to go through in your career. And number 1, time flies out here, bro. Time just flies. Weeks become months, months become years. And before you know it, years become decades. If you don't understand how to not only come up with a plan and save your money and figure it out, it's gonna eat up at you. And before you know it, you're out here year after year making the same excuse. Trust me, I've done it. Hell, and I just now really am starting to recognize it. So it's just of understanding that, listen, do what you need to do in order to plan accordingly. That's gonna be the best efficient way for you to become the best driver that you need to while you're out here on this road. At the end of the day, it's about obviously understanding how to grow. And you don't want to waste more time as you do, because before you know it, you get older. And the older you get, man, you get to a point where your back is going to give out. You're going to get to a point you might not want to do the job as much. So it's just about understanding that time does fly. And don't think just because you're 21, 22, 23, 24, etc., that you have all the time in the world and, oh, I ain't going to get old. We know we YN, and like, you not YN forever, gang. So just at the end of the day, man, time. Number 2, not every load is gonna be worth it. Sometimes you got bad rates, bad times, bad like load rates, bad customers, bad shippers, bad overall of everything. And sometimes the load is not always the best thing. Sometimes it's not best to get that. Sometimes you gotta situate and figure out not everything is gonna be so easy. And so you gotta figure out, what is that gonna make sense for you? Does it make sense for you to get that and you feel like you're not gonna make it? If you know you're not gonna make a delivery, don't even accept that load. Don't let your dispatcher get you a load without them knowing that, guess what, I might not get that delivered on time if you give me that type of load, because of the hassle that it has or the strain of it, because it's too tight. If you know it ain't a certain way, do not download that to a certain specific way. Like, tell them you can't do it. So don't be afraid to speak up out here when it comes to certain loads, bro. Number 3, parking disappears fast. Parking is always disappearing, bro. Like, if you're not parked, I say by 4 o'clock, maybe 5, but 4 o'clock for real, then you're out of there, bro. Because a lot of times, man, these parking spots get filled in early as possible. Everybody's trying to get a spot. Everybody's trying to be parked up so they can take their 10 and go to sleep, get back up and drive. A lot of people nowadays are starting to get the hang of knowing that driving overnight is the smoothest thing to do. So now everybody's driving overnight. Guess what, bro? You need to figure out which way you want to do. You want to drive days or you want to drive overnight? And with that being said, plan accordingly. If you're going to be parking early, plan accordingly. If you're going to plan to park before 4 or 5 o'clock, just make sure that you're planning your loads and required time so the way you can get there. Don't just bullshit half-ass and just try to pull up. Now you're looking stupid and you got to keep driving to the next truck stop. Before you know it, you done went to like 5 truck stops without getting the proper spot. Yeah, you didn't get a spot because you didn't plan. It's all about trip planning, bro. Trip plan. Number 4, last but not least, weather doesn't care. There's gonna be delays. There's gonna be a shift in weather. There's a shift depending on traffic. There's always gonna be different situations that happen out here, and you gotta be ready for all of it, because you never know. Sometimes it can affect your parking. So weather does never care what you got going on. I don't care if you're in the happiest day of your life. It can still rain, gang. I don't care if you got dang feeling good as hell, bro. It can still snow. Like, it be like that, bro. And you gotta understand that weather does not have a feeling. It doesn't have an emotion. It's gonna happen. You gotta plan accordingly. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to not only get to your shipper or receiver quick enough, but you might not even be able to park quick enough. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you're always checking the weather. Make sure you're always planning. Make sure you're always understanding where you're going. Make sure you're always understanding what time you're gonna get there. All these things, man, is going to help you to become the best driver that you can possibly become. So, yeah.